You are you are getting old. Don't lie to yourself. You're not a gen anything. You are a gen old age. Yeah. So I don't go nowhere. I'm always happy to have a little bit of extra sleep because I just need it. There's 24 hours in a day and it's never enough for me. Yeah. So I'll just share a few thoughts that I have and then we'll take some questions and answers. So I'll share my screen with us. No, before then, I mean, I think we can still say Happy New Year because it's January 30th. So please, in the chat, put Happy New Year in your local dialects. Yeah, in your language. If you are Tiv, please tell us Happy New Year in Tiv. If you are Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Efik, Barka de Sabon Shakara. Hi, my brother. Thank you. Echo, no, wait. Echo Odun Tuntu Odun Adawashi. Okay. You get the point. What year one day typed? You read it by yourself. Jennifer, where is your own? Please, if you're French, put it in the chat. Ibibio people, where are you? I'm tempted to say children of nowadays. People don't know your heritage, but I'm not gonna do that because even myself, I'm a bit guilty. But yeah, so happy New Year, everybody. And New Year's, I mean, we hear things like there's no Yowa, no Bisa plus. Eh? I have no idea. I don't know what that is. Yeah, but yeah. Williams, please give it a thought to Ibibio. Yeah, so that next time we have this forum, you can tell us Happy New Year in your language. But New Year's, and I would say every day, is an opportunity for us to start fresh. And some of the thoughts that I'll be sharing with you all today is about how can I restart my life? There's a quote or there's a saying, it, I think it's a proverb. Everybody's claiming it. Sometimes when I go online, I'll see that so it's Igbo people. Other times I'll see it's Yoruba proverb. Whoever owns a proverb, it says that when you wake up is your morning. Yeah. But I also like to add, don't be the person that decides to wake up when it's almost night. Like, don't make your waking up too late. Too late that you can't do anything with your life, okay? So, whatever we're learning today, I hope that we're able to implement them in our lives as we set other goals. New year, new me. How is market? It's 30th of January. How far have you gone with all your goals? So I'm going to touch on a little bit on goal setting because that's where it starts. Typically, if you don't have a solid goal system, habits, and things like that, you will not be able to factor in rest. And rest is intentional. Rest is not it should not be an afterthought. Rest should not be a strategy. And I'm going to share something that sounds a bit morbid, and someone will be like, you didn't have to go that far. So, if you've been in Positive Vibes for 7 years, you may have come in contact with someone called Eunice Amoka. She happened to be my sister. Incredible, phenomenal human being, like the best at everything that she wanted to do. She was great at her job. She was great at volunteering here. She was living the life and saving the world. Yeah. So a she was a living legend. Yeah, basically. I'm not saying that. Unfortunately, we lost her in 2019, and it's not because she did not rest. She was in an accident and all of that. The point I'm driving at is a week after, so her colleagues came into Kaduna, where my family was, where the funeral was supposed to take place. Everybody came in because I mean, it's Eunice. Like sometimes I watch Street Dreams. Yeah, that's the Eunice. Sometimes I watch the videos of her funeral, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, literally felt like it was a governor or a president that passed on because we had people from all over the world literally coming to commensurate with us. Yeah. 1 week after, what am I saying? The funeral was on a Tuesday. Yeah, by the following Monday, there was a vacancy out for her job. Do you understand? So if you decide that you won't listen to me and you are gonna continue life as usual, if you buy, if anything happens to you, life goes on. Unfortunately, even the people very close to you, somehow they'll pick up the broken pieces of their lives and just continue to live. Because they don't have a choice. And that's how unfair life is. So if you decide to crucify yourself, so I work in the education sector, and every October 5th, they would put up, all these posts, the teachers reward is in heaven, all those ridiculous rubbish. And there's this particular one, yeah, life goes on, or some man. And there's this ridiculous one they put that the teacher is a candle that burns itself to light up others. I'm just like, what the heck? And it can also be applied to the work that you do as sustivibers. It's like, oh, we want to save the world, we want to save the earth. We're saving everybody in ways that you now forget that you say if you need salvation. So this is important conversation because if you decide to burn down yourself for the good of others, they're gonna continue shining and you are gonna be gone. Do you get okay? So having established that, I'm going to just start. So I will share my screen with us and then we'll have a fantastic time today. Let me know when you can see my screen. Let me present. Yeah. Please let me know if you can see my screen. You can unmute yourself or put it in the chat if you can see my screen. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Godwin Sambo. Just one moment, okay? So what do we have here? Let's see what we have. Yeah, so welcome. I mean, I've welcomed everybody, and I've said that we're going to have a very wonderful time together. Okay, so why is this conversation important? Like, I mean, if you not hear what I said about the fact that if anything happens to you, if for whatever reason, so I have a very, very, very close friend that is currently going through a health crisis, a mental health crisis, and it's been tough for the past 4 months. And one of the things that aches her heart is the fact that it seems like she's this kind of person that you're like, oh, you're so indispensable. Like we can't do without you. But guess what? Everybody is doing without her. That's how na so life be. Oh. Let me speak vernacular. Maybe that's the one you hear. Na so life be. Yeah. So remember that if anything happens to you on your job, on any, project that you're working on, life will continue. I mean, yeah, let me not, let me not, let me not flog that too much. So as we think about sustainability for the world, for the environment, and I mean for the past 9 years, are we 9 or 11? Please, someone should. Are we 9 or 11?
We are
How many?
10 in 3 months.
You're how many?
10.
Oh, 10. Okay, 10. Oh, that's true. 10, 10, 10. You're right. Yeah, 10. So, and Certified has been doing such an incredible work for these many years. When sustainability, now it's cool to say sustainability, sustainability. I'm just like, where were you? Where were you 10 years ago? Yeah. So for the past 10 years, you've been doing incredible work on saving, literally, I would say saving the world. Because if we don't have an environment, if we don't have climate conditions that are suitable for everything that we're doing, there's no life. Do you get? So you're literally saving life. But one thing we fail to talk about is sustaining the people that sustain life. And that's why this is important. That if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to carry out the goals and the vision of this organization. Okay. So our agenda today is we're going to do a little bit of review on of our goals. And as I said, that's the foundation. If you're not able to have a clear roadmap for yourself in a season, and I would say for this year, so that I mean, that your goals have to be time bound. So I would use, the year 2026 just to help us, but it can be whatever given period of time. So we're going to do a bit of review and think about the different life areas that we need to pay attention to. Okay, so we'll do that very briefly. Then we'll look at goals. We'll look at what rest really is. Is rest just sleeping, or rest is just decluttering your mind? What does rest really look like? We'll look at practical tools we can use for everyday life, and then we'll take some questions. Okay, so this is what the review looks like. I want you to, if you have a notepad, I want you to think about all of these areas of your life. Different people refer to it as different things. Some people say it's your life, your core life areas, or your life core areas, your energy and health, your work, career, business, your finances, your relationships, faith, meaning, purpose, creativity and growth, rest and joy. And then in the past 12 months, score yourself on a scale of 0 to 10, how well you have fared in all these categories. And I'll give us 3 minutes to do this exercise. Please take part in this exercise. It's very important, and I'll show you why. I'll show you why it's important. So think about these 7 categories and score yourself on a scale of 0 to 10. And just as a quick tip, when you're also setting your goals, you can use this as well to say, what was my goal in my career and business for this season? What's that one thing that if I achieve, I want to start a side business? And if I achieve it, it's going to give me energy for the other things that I hope to do, in my life. Okay. So we have 3 minutes for that. We'll be back at 7:25. Please make sure you do this. So, I mean, I'm going to keep talking, but make sure that you're writing. You can do this on your notepad, on your system, your device, whatever it is, or your like a traditional pen and paper. So score yourself on a scale of 0 to 10. How well did you do in your energy and health? And as you do this, you start to realize that all of these connect. Your relationship life is not different. It's not different from every other area of your life. Because if they give you breakfast today, they're gonna give you a project to do in Susty Vibes, and you're gonna mess it up. Everybody's just gonna be like, what's wrong with Merit? Merit used to be so energetic and full of ideas. What's going on? You don't know that she have chopped breakfast. And because she have chopped breakfast, her finances is most likely gonna be in the mud because she's not going to be able to hit the kind of goals that. So everything matters. Your work, career, business, if you're not able to hit the goals that you set there, it's going to affect every other thing. And then the cocoa of the matter we're talking about today, rest. Rest. Rest is not an afterthought too. It's a strategy for life. Yeah, it's a strategy for life. Okay. We have about 1 minute, 30 seconds to go. 1 minute, 30 seconds to go. Masood, did you just chop breakfast? Because this broken heart is very, is very, he's like, I can relate to Omo. For some of us, 2025 was a bad year. It was because of the simple reason that they just gave you breakfast. Okay. So let's put it in your finances. It's not only about how much you made. I was sharing with a few, I'll call them mentees yesterday that if you don't save and invest, you're a thief. Yeah, if you don't delay gratification, if you don't know how to do that, what you're doing is you're stealing from your future and you're a criminal. Like we should take you to Kiri Kiri prison. So when you're thinking about how you scored in your finances in 2025, don't think only about how much you made. Sometimes I get my bank, I don't know who sent that message. They send me monthly statements. And I'm just like, who spends this money? Like who, you know how I don't know if you ever had those neighbors that were tapping lights from your or were tapping electricity from your own house and your meter will just be reading. You're like, are we running a cold room here or are we generating for the entire estate? You don't know that your neighbor is tapping. I used to feel like that. I used to feel like that with my bank statement before I started becoming a bit more responsible with my finances. I'm just like, how many people are spending this money? I couldn't even believe that I used to make the kind of money that I was making. And for a lot of us, it's the same. So your finances, on a scale of 0 to, to 10, for some of you, it's like minus 5. Yeah, so put it there. Okay, we have 20 seconds to go. Oh, you see them as love letters. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so let's move very quickly. Let's move very quickly. Oh my goodness. Oof. Time. Okay. So, I mean, after this session, I want you to pay attention to the areas in your life that need more. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Or someone that is willing to speak. Tell us what you're seeing with your numbers. Please, someone volunteer to speak and tell us what you're seeing with your numbers. Or you can put it in the chat. Hi, everybody. Is anybody willing to share? You can put it in the chat, you can unmute yourself and just share with us what you're noticing with the numbers. That's if you did it. You're not cooking beans in the kitchen. Hello. I just need one person. Please just share with us so that we can move on. Okay, so as somebody said, rest was two, health was a five. I mean, it's not rocket science. If your rest is two, you're even very lucky that your health is even five. Because some of us, your problem is not all the paracetamol and what's that thing? You know, Nigeria now, any small thing is malaria. That's not your problem. Your problem is rest. You are not, and we're going to look at what rest really is. We'll look at about four different areas of rest, okay? Yewande said, I need to learn to actually rest. I'm doing better with the other categories. But you see that rest there? It's all right. We're all guilty, yeah? And that's the purpose of this. So go back and dig deeper, and you will see how these all connect. Imagine if you were able to lock down. Sarah says my mom should be on this call. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Yeah, if we're able to like really lock in, clock in. I don't know what you guys say. You shall get what I'm trying to say on this rest part. We'll be more productive in other areas of our lives, okay? Yeah, lock in. Thank you very much to me. You can tell how old I am by the way I'm behaving. So, what I want you to do when we leave this session is and it's not hard. I will give you the hack that I've used for a while now. If you don't have clear goals, you're gonna be an anywhere belefice human being. So so today, for example, and interestingly, someone I really respect, one of my mentors said, "Oh, they have this event, in Kwara State, and yada yada yada. They want me to send in a video, and the event is tomorrow. You can't make your emergency mine because of your irresponsibility. I'm not going to join you in being irresponsible because you decided not to plan your life. So, if you want to have a very intentional life, you need to pay attention to these things. So, people cannot just barge in on your time and your life as they please. They'll be able to do that only when you don't have plans. Do you understand? Right now, right now, anything that's not in my Google Calendar, and I'm not even trying to feel important. Trust me, Jennifer knows I'm not important like that too. I'm just a normal human being. But anything that is not in my calendar, I can't remember this conversation we had with Jennifer. Is seen so I was able to lock it in to say, okay, on the 30th of January, we're going to have this. If not, I won't even remember that it exists. So the good thing you can do for yourself is to have your goals clearly spelled out. Yeah. A lot of us then have 52 goals. And I'm just like, who the heaven do you think you are? You have 50 goals for 1 year. Why? Who are you trying to impress? What are you trying to achieve? So have a big central vision for the year, and then let them not be too many, because you're going to overwhelm yourself. Okay, ask yourself, what's important for me in this season? Can I achieve in this season? And for you to be able to do that, you need to ask yourself, what season am I in? So for me, some of the most important things are: one, building a very, 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 very sustainable consulting business. That's priority. Every other thing takes the back burner. So I have these classes that I need to travel for every week. And I'm factoring that. I'm having to factor in travel time. I'm having to, and everything is in my calendar. So if you now come and meet me and say, "Oh, Grace Amoka, the mighty one, the great one, we heard that you are the one that delivers people from ignorance," and all that was, she now tell me, "We want you to speak on 15th of February, 12 p.m." I have to check whether I'm available. And I'm not doing it, like I said, because I'm anybody, but for my sanity. Because I got to a point in my life where I almost ran mad. And I'm not gonna run mad, and you all will be saying, okay. So what you want to do is, what's that goal? And make it very clear. You've heard about SMART goals. Your goal should be specific, measurable, relevant to your life and not another person's life. So you're not in a competition with Sarah to borrow goals from Sarah. No. Your goal and Jennifer's goal have no business looking alike, because you're not headed in the same direction. So your goals have to be relevant to you, and they have to be time bound. When you now set that goal, you're going to put it here. So my big goal for 2026, is this. You now carry it to ChatGPT, and I'm telling you what I do. Of course, you're not going to ask ChatGPT what your goal should be because I don't understand why you're doing that. You're not going to ask it to help you break it down into quarterly milestones. Yeah. So based on this goal, so for example, my goal is to get a fully sponsored trip based on the work that I do in education, blah, 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 to one of these countries. And I plug that into ChatGPT to say, so based on that goal, what should I be doing in Q1? What should I be doing in Q2? What should I be doing in Q3 and Q4? Okay. I mean, if you've used any AI tool long enough, especially Uncle Chat, you know that it gets lazy the more instructions you give it at the same time. Yeah. So what I will do is I will now pick what it says for Q1 and ask it to break it down into monthly focus areas for Q1. And then I come and dump it into January, February, March. I'll do the same thing for Q2, dump it in April, May, June. Do the same thing for Q3, dump it, dump. Okay. Then you now further, break it down into weekly core actions. So at the start of every week, you have a clear focus on what needs to be done. So three priorities for the week. Then every day, three priorities for the day. Make it so memorable that you remember. So as you're going through the day, I know, for example, that I'm supposed to record. So I'm doing pre-orders for my book, and I'm supposed to record videos against next week and the week after. And I've shut down almost, I mean, like the good part of Saturday. So you know what's the focus. So that's like my number one thing. Every other thing I'm then able to achieve after that, my those three priorities become an extra rather than giving yourself to-do list that is endless and then you now judge yourself for not meeting it because you will not meet it. Okay. So when you now have those weekly core actions, you can now plug them into your calendar to say, okay, this is the time that I'm going to spend on certain things, and recognize that the time, how there's a thing, I don't remember whether it's a theory or something that says that tasks will expand to the time we set for them, something like that. I'm sure someone here knows it. Yeah. So if you say this thing is going to take me 4 weeks, you most likely will spend 4 weeks. But if you apply yourself and focus, and that's one of the things we're going to talk about, which is focus. You are spending too much time on screen. See, okay, okay, let's continue. So now, I mean, I'll share the slide so you can go through what is noise and what's priority, and you need to be able to differentiate this for your life so that you can have ample time for rest. Okay, noise is everyone's expectations of you. I don't give a what's your business with your classmates. Some of your classmates are dead. You don't know that. Yeah. So comparison, I'm seeing that my please, if you can't hear me at any point, please let me know if my network does not behave the way it's supposed to behave. Okay, yeah, I see that it just did that. Please can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Fantastic. Okay. So you just go through this yourself and decide what a priority is for you and what is not a priority. If it's not a priority, it's noise. You can push it to the back burner. Now to the cocoa. What is rest? And we're going to look at four different kinds of rest. The first one is the one we're all familiar with, which is physical rest. And what does physical rest what does physical rest look like? Stop listening to all those people that tell you, oh, if you are sleeping 6 hours a day, it means by what age you would have slept. They're not telling you the complete story, yo. They're not telling you the complete story. They're not telling you the complete story. Okay, oh. So from sleep to having breaks and movements, yeah. Um, a lot of the co-working spaces that I use, I make sure that they have regular tables, yeah. Then they have sofas or bean bags or whatever where I can take a break and stretch. Sometimes I'm still working on my laptop, but I can change position. I don't sit. I try my best not to sit for too long. You take a after 20 minutes of work, you can do a 2 minute walk around. It's not deep. Oh. I don't say you should go outside and play tennis, even though that's nice, yeah. But you want to have some movement in between the work, They said we are lazy. Mhm. You'll be more productive. You'll be more productive if you have not that lie, you fall asleep. You are on your phone. You say, let me just check. Let me just check. Sometimes you will justify it. You say, let me check what Steve posted today. Before you know it, you say you have done 2 hours on Instagram. God will save you. Then you now fall asleep. That's not sleep. Oh. I'm saying shut down. Like tell your system it's time for us to go to bed. Turn off the lights. Wear your pajamas, guys. Please. This is 2026. I don't know why we're still having this kind of conversation, but anyways, you get the point. So sleep is important. Taking breaks, move your body, stretch. Okay, that's the first type. The next is emotional rest. What does that look like? Is feeling safe to express your feelings without judgment. So ask yourself, where are the places that I feel emotionally rested? Don't go to places where people say things like, oh, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. No, it's true, because it's going to drain you and you won't even know why you feel drained. Many times we're not good in our emotions. We don't feel safe, we don't feel seen, we don't feel acknowledged, we don't feel celebrated. That's why you're feeling drained. It may not even be the physical one, because for some of you, has it ever happened to you that you slept for 7 hours and you woke up feeling tired? Please put it in the chat if it has ever happened to you. You woke up from in your mind, you're like, oh, I don't sleep. And you wake up feeling more tired. Yeah, you one day it's like, yes, so to me, he said, emotional rest is a real thing. I didn't know that's what, yes. So you sleep like and you feel more tired than, yeah, that's part of your mind is in different places. A lot is going on and you're not able to, you know, detox and just feel like a human being. The next is mental rest. Sometimes and I'm not even joking. Sometimes I sit in my bed. It can be 10 minutes, but you will be shocked at how much it will energize you. Sit in your bed and play music. Just sit and quiet your mind. The level of information in our world today is ridiculous. And sometimes you lie to yourself. You tell yourself, oh, I'm learning from Instagram. If I ask you, what did you learn yesterday from Instagram? Can you tell me categorically, like, can you spend 30 minutes or a 45, 1 hour teaching on something that you learned from the streets of Instagram? So you're taking in people's dumps, like you're scrolling through different ideas in a way that is overload. Your brain cannot take it. So you need to consciously have that mental rest. So many times the rest looks like mental rest. Quiet your mind. Quiet your mind. And this leads me to talking about all those limiting beliefs. It's from Instagram. It's from Instagram. You're following Joro, or what's that ridiculous? All those weird blogs, and you're wondering now why you think men are scum. It's all those rubbish you're feeding yourself with. I'm so sorry. They say I used to talk somehow. I'm so sorry. That's how I used to do sometimes. But that's not my true nature. Yeah. So limit the kind of information that you're receiving. Be intentional. Be intentional about the people you follow. Be intentional about if you look at my YouTube feeds, you will know that I'm going somewhere in life. I'm serious. I don't, they can't, YouTube, I mean, the algorithm is suggesting nonsense to you because you've been feeding on nonsense. I'm so sorry, guys. But if we don't tell ourselves the truth, yeah, okay? So decide, be intentional about how am I going to unwind? Because if you're not intentional about it, guess what? You're going to default to your phone and you tell yourself, I'm just unwinding. You are not unwinding. You are not unwinding. How do you think that you just spent time on Instagram and you feel tired? Explain it to me. You were not, I mean, your fingers were scrolling, but you were not running. So how do you feel exhausted after 2 hours of Instagram? Explain it to me and tell me that I'm lying. The next is social rest. You need to be able to choose what recharges you versus what drains you. And think about it. What are the things that drain me? Am I saying yes too much? I'm the yes person because I don't want to displease anybody and everybody. So what are the things that drain you? Our 30 minutes are up. I'll try to wrap this up, okay? So put in the chat what kind of rest do you need today? Put it in the chat. From physical to emotional, mental, social rest. Which one do you need today? Like right now, which one is like, or more? You'd be like, say, like this one, oh, I really, 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 really need it. Sarah needs mental rest. Yeah. Yeah. I think we all need mental rest. If you're a Nigerian living in Nigeria, you need, you don't know, but you need mental rest. Yeah. Williams need mental rest. All of them, oh. All of them, yeah. Phoebe needs mental rest. This mental rest is plenty. Your mental and physical rest had very short sleep time, yeah. Because the thing is, if you focus on one, so if you're like, oh, I need sleep, but you don't focus on the others, you are going to still be tired. That's why is all important. Dorothy needs emotional rest as well. Hannah needs mental rest. Yeah. One of the ways you can get emotional rest is by putting people in the right compartments in your life. I used to struggle a lot with relationships. I used to struggle a lot with disappointment but I realized that I was the problem. I was expecting of my mentees or acquaintances things that my intimate friends could provide me. I was expecting of my intimate friends what only God could feel. So a lot of times we feel we don't feel rested in our emotions because our expectations of the people in our lives are just is ridiculous. So I mean people in my life they know where they belong. Like so I have literally I've designed people. So is this a mentor? Is this a coach? Is this a friend? Is this like everybody should have their place in your life so that you have the right kind of expectations from people and you're not too disappointed about life. Okay. That's another way. I mean, there are different ways, but I just thought to share that. Now, rest as a strategy for sustainable impacts. Like I said, rest is a strategy. Rest is a strategy and it has to be intentional. If not, you won't get it. So, rest helps creativity and problem solving. The more rested you are, you would just be getting ideas. You'd be like, oh my goodness, how? And that's why some of these books you read or some of these people that share principles about different things, they talk about taking advantage of early mornings. And it's not deep, it's not so deep. It's the fact that you, I mean, it's expected that you should have been well rested by morning unless you're doing night job. Yeah. So your creativity is like it's like you're waking up fresh to a new slate and you're able to like just really so it helps, it's a strategy for improving your creativity and problem solving. Okay. It helps prevent burnout. Like it goes without saying, but let's just say it. And then it helps us build stronger teams. So sometimes you're snapping at everybody because you just need some tender love. You need some self care. And sometimes self care looks like getting the kind of rest that you need. Okay. Now, practical tools to build rest into our daily practice. The first one is taking micro breaks, like I described. It could be like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, just lay down. I use my timer a lot for almost everything. So I'm like, okay, Grace, you need to do a 10 minutes power nap. You need to do a 30 minutes power nap. And then I set my alarm. And sometimes I just shut my eyes. I take my eyes off screen and I shut it. Yeah. So take micro breaks. Have weekly rest check-ins. And in those weekly rest check-ins, you're probably asking yourself questions like, what drained me this week? What drained me this week? What energized me? Let me tell you what energized me this week. I sent out proposals and today I got one very positive. So what you now do is you double on what energized you. Yeah, I was also able to spend time with my niece and it gave me so much fulfillment. Like God, so much fulfillment. So think about the things that energize you and do more of those things. I'm energized when I have wholesome conversations with friends. So sometimes, so as busy as people think I am, there's no day that goes without me spending a quality 1 hour, like sometimes 2, 3 hours, because that's what fuels me with different people in my life. People that understand this, my journey, understand my vision, and they can speak into my life. No day goes, not a day. So think about what drains you, do less of them. What energizes you, do more of them. Okay. Have emotional check ins as well. How are you really doing? I do that for my friends. And sometimes, I mean, vulnerability is a risk, but if you don't take that risk, it's like shutting yourself in a prison and realizing that all this while you are the prisoner. Do you understand? You succeeded in shutting people out so they don't hurt you, but you also succeeded in shutting yourself in, and you weren't able to get the kind of help that you did. So there are people in my life that ask me, how are you doing? And I tell them, I'm not well. And we got to get on a call. And sometimes I just need to cry. Like I mean it literally. I just need to cry. I just need to cry. Sometimes my friend would just be like, "Oh, take ice cream," or they send me small chops or something just because it can energize your life. Yeah. So have a safe community where you're able to share. And sometimes it's even people you meet at work. All those, oh, your work people are your work people, oh, your let's there are two blanket statements for you to take them. Sometimes people are talking from their trauma. Some of the closest people to me are people that I met at work, people that I met in my Toastmasters community, people that I met doing like very big projects. They've become my go-to people, sounding boards. One project that I'm working on, which is like one of the most major projects I've done since I started working in education. Someone just sent me one mighty, I'm just like, how did I met this person on the streets of Facebook? Facebook. So yes, it's good to look at all those Instagram quotable quotes, but don't take everything hook, line, and sinker. Apply it. I mean, yeah, you shall get the point. Digital boundaries, farm. If you're not able to say on the 12th of February 2026, I'm going to shut down everything digital, you have a problem. And I'm serious, Wayne. I don't think we understand how much of a mess we're in, and it's going to get worse. So if you think that the world is noisy, we have not even started. We've not started. So if you can't, literally, if you can't say you're taking 2 days off, shutting down from everything, there's a major problem. So you need to have detailed boundaries. And some of you that are lying to yourself that you set timers on the app, the timer will log you off, and then you by yourself you're not gonna reset it. God is looking at you. God is watching you. Yeah. So have digital boundaries. Have digital boundaries. From this time, I'm not going to. If you're not able to be disciplined in that area, for every other person you can show up for, but for yourself, you can't make a commitment to yourself and follow through with it. You have a problem. I'm so sorry, but you have a problem. So have accountability partners that can help you in those. Okay, then rituals. I had to put what I mean by rituals before somebody will come and say there's one speaker that came and said we should be doing ritual. Yeah, so if music works for you, if nature work for you, I journal a lot, and honestly I feel like journaling is a reason that I have not run mad yet, and I'll not run mad in Jesus name. Journaling helps you many times when we can I your junior many times when we have these mental breakdowns, it's because you're giving your brain a lot of gymming to do that it has no business doing. What do I mean by that? You're trying to figure out something on a project that you're working on, and you're doing all the thinking in your mind. Writing is making your thoughts visible. My definition of journaling is, or writing, is making your thoughts or your thinking visible. So for me, it works a lot. After I pray, I'm trying to make a decision. Oh God, there's this guy that has plenty of money. Like I feel like my life would just be made if I follow him. There's this other one, he has potential, but eh? And because I already know that God is going to lead me, I'll carry my pen and my paper. I'll write prose. I'll write the two guys. I write their names. I'm not even joking. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm serious. And then I write the pros and the cons. I do that for any project that I want to take on. I want to start a business. After praying and trusting that God is leading me, what are the pros? What are the cons? When you write, you're taking the gym work from your brain to put it on paper and process it better. So journaling saved my life. I'm serious. Journaling saved my life. Okay. So that's something you can adopt in your daily practice as well. So we're getting to the end. I want us to share three things. in the chat. What's one thing that energizes you? What's one thing that drains you? And then what's one thing you will do this week for your rest? Please put it in the chat as we wrap this up. Put it in the chat. One thing that energizes you that you want to do more of, one thing that drains you, and then one thing you will do this week for your rest. Let's see as we wrap this up. If you have any questions, please we're going to take questions in a few moments. It's already 7:51. Nobody's writing anything. Please put it in the chat. Okay. So Sarah, one thing that energizes her, Sarah, I think we're soul sisters. Writing over energizes her. Overthinking. Oh my God, that's a good one. Overthinking drains her, and then one thing she will do this week for her rest is to sleep. See, when I feel overwhelmed, I have 142 things to do. I just go and sleep because I'm just like I'm but a child. How do you want what am I? Yeah. So for overthinking as well, writing can also help you, stop that. I mean, not stop, but I mean, help in that whole overthinking thing. So write it down. Why am I overthinking? What sometimes we need to get to the root of things. What's this thing going on? The fear I'm feeling. What is this fear? Like name it, okay? So Tommy says going to the gym is something that energizes her and exercising her, but I don't know whether I say he or she. Exercising my body energizes me. Doing everything in a rush, yeah, drains me. And I will journal more this week for my rest. I love it, love it, love it. Jennifer says, baking energizes. I want to be like you when I grew up. Oh. Nothing about a kitchen energizes me. I used to pretend. You know how they used to say, oh, Proverbs 31 woman, she cooks, and I used to lie. I used to lie. I used to say cooking. It drains my life. Now I've come to accept myself. Like I envy you so much. Yeah, so baking energizes Jennifer. Too many commitments. Yeah, this WhatsApp group. Jennifer is our chair lady. I'm the assistant. I think one day is our secretary. Yeah. Yeah, God is gonna help us and we're gonna help ourselves as well. And then to do sleep, please. It says one thing that energizes her is drawing. Wow. Something that drains her is her NGO. It's at its beginning stage and you're overthinking about it a lot. You're scared of failure. Wow. Whew. Hmm. Hmm. There's a lot to say about this. But I would say, hmm, get help. And I know sometimes you feel like, get help from where? Ask for help. Ask for help. I remember, so I mean, back to my book again. I needed beta readers, so people to read and give feedback before before we went to print. And I literally just put it out to say, if you're interested, I think I wanted 12 people. I ended up getting over 20 people sign up for it. So sometimes you don't know how much people are willing to help. And very intelligent people have this problem. We don't like to ask for help, but just try it and see how it goes. Okay. So try that. Ask for help. So think about what are the specific things you need to do to bring I mean, what are what are the tasks you do on a weekly basis with the NGO? Yeah. What are the things you enjoy doing? What are the things you can outsource? I used to do Messiah person before. Now I don't do that anymore. I used to ask for it. I'm now living, okay, I've not started living my baby girl era, but we're getting there, okay? So that's one thing that could be helpful you one day. One thing you would do this week is to completely shut down for the first half tomorrow. Please. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it, okay? On the Wednesday, spending time with loved ones. Me too. Procrastinating is draining, yeah. And then you will spend more time with loved one. Please go for it. Sharing ideas. That's a good one for Joseph. That's what energizes him. Overthinking drains. This overthinking thing. Okay, I wish I could speak on it well. Food. Andrew says food energizes you. And oh god. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay. Dorothy, reading fiction energizes you. That's amazing. Organizing things. Ogechi, please, where do you live? Can you come to my house? Because wow, wow, organizing things energizes you. Hmm. We have a lot of overthinkers here. Oh. Guys, guys, let's stop this thing. I don't know how else to say it in a decent way. Let's stop this thing. Let's stop overthinking. It's a, it's a, it's an unfortunate circumstance of very intelligent people. And while you're busy overthinking things, people that don't know half of what you know, they are there shouting on the streets of social media. They are landing the big opportunities. You are there overthinking it. You write one article, you've been proofreading it, dotting the i's, crossing the t's for 4 years. Don't do that. Don't do that. What's the best that can happen? What's the best that can happen? Release that book. Release that you not your industry is not oversaturated. That thing is a lie from the pit of hell. Yeah. Oversaturation is proof that there is demand for it. And you need to adopt that mindset. Let's stop this overthinking, I beg. And God will help us. Us too, let's help ourselves. Put it on paper. What exactly is it? When you say I'm afraid of starting, like try to get to the root of it. What exactly am I afraid of? Is it what people will say? Guess what? People are too busy with their lives. So, hey, God. One of my greatest fears is regret. I don't want to get to my 80th birthday. And I now start thinking, what the heck was I even thinking about what people will say? People, they don't love you that much, oh, that they are thinking about you. No. Okay. So I hope that helps somebody. I actually have some volunteers in my team, but no one is serious because there's no money talk yet. Ooh, talking to the wrong people, or you haven't been able to sell the vision in ways that resonate with them. So what you want to do is communicate this vision. So when you take in volunteers, ask them about their own personal visions and their own personal dreams, and then how does working with you align? Yeah, because they have to see themselves there and how it's going to benefit them. If not, I mean, you're not gonna, you're not gonna get those kinds of people. Also, look at the demography of the volunteers that you have. There are some people, I'm not gonna call their names, that I mean, they may be in that category. Yeah. What else? Having too much to do within a short period drains you. Yeah. So let's go of some things. Yeah. Hugs strengthen you. Oh, Mary, it's me too. Yes, please. I feel, yeah, I need to go. Yeah. Join communities. Oh, yes, I love that. William says Christian fellowship energizes me too. You get a lot of free hugs from there. You get people that just love you for no reason. That's how. Okay, guys, this is amazing. Thank you. I mean, the participation has been incredible. Incredible. Very, like, I'm just like, wow, wow, wow. You guys are very energetic people. Okay. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll take questions and it's a wrap like a burrito. Alrighty. Thank you. And over to you. I didn't get your name, our real host.
It's Ruby. Ruby. Thank you so
Oh,
much, Grace.
Ruby, you're the one that has been communicating with me. Amazing
Yes,
person.
exactly.
Okay. Over to you, Ruby.
Thank you so much for sharing this. Like, I just had to stop for a while to think about my life because of the things you're saying. I could really resonate with them. So I was like, wow, wow, I really need to do better. Thank you so much, Grace. This has been eye-opening for a lot of us. And coming from the chat box, I'm seeing we have a lot of overthinkers. We have people who have one or two things going on in their lives. And I'm very sure that this session is something that's helped them going forward. Please, if you know that, I'm sure you know, but if you have something to, let's thank our host. She has done incredibly well. Please, let's show her more love in the comment section in the chat box. Let us smile brighter. This her smile has been eye-catching. Let us smile brighter. Thank you so much, Grace. We are so grateful. All right, as we are sending our appreciation to Grace, if you have a question now, this is the best time to ask. Yes, I'm sure we all listen. So if you have a question, something has been bothering you, somewhere, somehow, and you are okay, fine. I think this is the best place to say it. I'll give, we're out of time, but I'll give 5 minutes for question and answer. Maybe you're somewhere saying, ah, yes, but I need to grind harder. I need to do this harder. But we have to set goals for that. If not, we'll burn out. All right, Patrick is raising up his hand. Patrick, please unmute yourself. Hello, Patrick. Can
Yeah,
you
good.
unmute and ask your question? All right.
Yeah, good evening, Robin. Good evening, everyone on the call. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, my question is: let's say you have a goal, a dream to achieve. How do you stop overthinking? Right? Like every day, you have this thought on your mind. You know, I want to achieve this thing between now and so time in my life, and you don't have any choice but to think about it, stay focused, work towards it. So, is there an advice you can give? Like me, I'm an overthinker, so I don't know how to do this, right? So
Yeah.
taking that thought or dream or plan off my mind is more like, a distraction. I like to stay alone and think about things, you know. So that's my question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, that's a very, very practical question that a lot of us can relate to. I would say the first thing to help with overthinking is what's your why? And I find that many times our why isn't strong enough. So it's easy for us to, I mean, like think something to the point of strangling it, literally. So the first thing I would say is why? Like, why are you doing what you're doing in the first place? For some of us, you hear that things like, oh, these days, gender equality and all of that, those are the areas that grants are coming in from. And you're like, oh, I will set up an NGO simply for that reason. Tomorrow they will say, oh, EdTech is the thing, oh, that is raining, you move there. You're going to be very torn in different places. Yeah. So I would say you need to have a very compelling why that keeps you up and keeps you at the goal. Another reason we overthink, and this one is very personal to me, is the lack of clarity. You haven't been able to clarify what this thing is to the point where you can break it down. So I can almost promise you that if you're very, very, very clear, so your goal is not, I want to hammer, because that's not a goal. Hammer for me may be doing a 20M in my business this year. For Jennifer, it could be like a 150M or even more. So you need to be very specific. When you're now specific, so let's imagine that my goal for the year is to do 12M in my business. Yeah. If that's my goal, you see that goal thing I gave you guys, then break it down to milestones very, very simply. That means I need to make 1M per month. Then I will now ask myself, what would it take? So, are there products or services that I can offer? Do you see how you have to do that work? Oh? If not, you will continue to overthink. You have to do the hard work of breaking it down to what will that look like. So, what does it mean to make 1M per month? That will mean that will mean making about, let's say, 35,000, roughly 35,000 per day. Can I put together a um okay, no. Let me so one thing you can now do is to ask yourself, what are the different ways to hit the 1M goal? The first way is to put together a service that one person can pay 1M for. And then, of course, you now start to elevate your thinking. What kind of service can I offer someone that they will pay me 1M? And see, it's possible. It's very possible. I promise you. If you now say, okay, me, I've never done it before. I mean, I may not be like, okay. Another way is having two people pay me 500,000 naira each. on a service. So, what kind of service will I put out? Another way is to say, having 10 clients pay me 100K. Do you understand? So there are different ways to the market. You now ask yourself, do I want to do the heavy lifting in getting clients? So I want to do more clients that will pay less, or I want to do the heavy lifting in making such a solid premium package where all I need to do is chase one person and that person delivers. Do you understand? So if you're able to clarify your goal, clarify it so much that that thing we do in our minds, like I said, is unnecessary gymming exercise you're giving your brain to do. Put it down in writing and get accountability. So typically when we say get accountability, everybody you now look for that one person that is still trying to figure out their lives. And you say you're going to be my accountability partner. Nobody is going to be your accountability partner for every area of your life. That's another hack that over the years has worked for me. So, I mean, see, I take advantage of people in my life very well, very well. And I'm the kind of person that gives. Like, if you're my friend, like I will give of my time, I'll give of my resources. So I'm learning as well to let people have that opportunity to do the same thing for me. So, and I mean, I'm very practical in my examples. For my spirituality, I have Essie, Esosa. We were in school together, and I have Sharon. Those are the two people that I ask to keep me accountable. If I feel like my spiritual work is not really working the way I want it to work, I'm like, okay, keep me accountable. My prayer time is supposed to be 5:30 a.m. every day. You have the liberty to check in on me. If there's anything you think I should be doing, Sharon, for example, she's the one during Wolf Beck, she would ensure that for every session, she'd be like, babe, how far? Are you tuned in? Things like that. That's all their work. Do you understand? That's their work. When it comes to relationships, because everybody's trying to get me married right now, the person responsible for that, her name is Salome. That's her responsibility. And I'm not even exaggerating it. She literally has talking points for me. So you meet someone, I'm giving you 1 week, I'm giving you 2 weeks to know all you need to know about this person. These are the questions you need to ask. That's how intentional my life is. So that's for that area. For my business, I have someone called Mr. Winston. He's the one checking in to say, okay, these are the goals that you set. I think this business program will be, I mean, the business program I talked about when I started, he was the one that said, I think this will really benefit you. I think you should sign up for this. And I went to look in my account. How far? Do I have the money for this? And then I'm taking that course. So that one, that's his job. Do you understand? So don't look for one person to burden with, be my accountability partner. It's overwhelming. It's even overwhelming you, not to talk about another person, okay? So this is one way that you can break it down. Yeah. I hope that helps. I really hope that helps.
Patrick, are you there? But thank you so much, Grace. That helps for me. It does. Like, thank you so much. Like, I really
Thank
got lots of insights. So for one thing, I know, so I'm shutting down this weekend. Digital shutdown for Ruby. Yes. So I don't know, Patrick, has she answered your question? All right, he just responded.
100 over 100.
Thank you so much. So the lack of clarity makes us overthink. All right. Overthinkers in the house, assemble. We're going to get clarity. If you are overthinking anything, you go and ask. Okay, what do you mean? Why did you say what you said? For what? Clarity. If it's in our business, in our work, sit down and break it down into my essence just for clarity. Thank you so much, Chris. This was very helpful. And so that we don't take so much of our time, we would say we've come to the end of our first community session of the year. I'm already imagining all of you shouting yay. So yes, and it's been very helpful and very insightful. And I'm happy that we started on this topic. It's giving us like a good start of the year. So let's work in alignment with this to make 2026 a very beautiful year for all of us. And I want to thank everybody for joining us on this call, especially our Adamawa community. Like, I'm so overwhelmed to see so many of you guys. Thank you so much, Andrew, for pulling your people up for us. And Lazarus, Adamawa Hikers leader, thank you so much for joining us. It's beautiful to have you on the call. Our core team, everybody, every subscriber, you guys are the best. Really, literally. Thank you so much for joining in. And we can't wait to have another session where we get to learn. Or you guys can even propose another session. What do you want to learn? So we can hustle and host somebody, like drag them so that they'll come and teach us. Yeah. So it's going to be open in the group. Like, what do you want us to talk about in our next session? It's going to be really interesting. Let's carry ourselves along this year and let's grow. Most of us are tired, most of us are exhausted, most of us want to grow. And in the midst of all that, we need to actually stay together to do this, right? So the WhatsApp group is open. Share your thoughts, and as a family, we'll come together and rally around you. So thank you so much for everyone who has joined, contributed, and is here. So officially we are done, and happy weekend, everybody. Let's officially rest. Mental rest, emotional rest, every rest. Do it. Bye, everyone.